Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
And thanks for joining us here on this special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says one man died in a shooting with deputies early Sunday morning. 2 deputies were searching for a wanted suspect near East Broadway Avenue and Northeastern Road in Spokane Valley. They say they arrived in the area and encountered an unknown man. Shots were then fired. The Sheriff's Office did not say who shot first. The man died at the scene. Deputies say they saw a firearm on the ground near the suspect. No other people or deputies were hurt during the shooting. The identity of that man is unknown at this time, but will be determined by the medical examiner's office. A brush fire is burning in Orondo. Level 1 evacuations are in place, meaning be ready for potential evacuations. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the fire has burned 75 acres so far. Level 1 evacuations are in place for people living east of Fisher Lane near the crest to Plateau. As of Sunday, the fire is 10% contained. The Sheriff's Office is advised you to avoid the area. And earlier this afternoon, a fire broke out inside a Hayden, Idaho home. Fire officials don't know how it started, but the fire is being treated as, quote, suspicious. No one was injured, and the fire is now out. The Northern Lakes Fire District's newest fire station in Hayden was one of the crews working to put that fire out. Our Bronte Sorotsky explains how the addition allowed fire crews to get to that house and that fire so quickly and what it's already brought to the community.
Thanks to this additional funding allowing for a 3rd fire station to open, this building is still standing. Chief Riley tells me that a year ago, it would have been a different story.
Already, I can tell you we've saved a lot of property, and our folks have saved several lives just by having this extra engine.
Just days since it opened, the Northern Lakes Fire District's newest station at the Coeur d'Alene Airport is already staying busy.
I can tell you that we've had quite a few structure fires in the time since we've put this engine company on duty, and the impact to the citizens and safety was just phenomenal.
When called to a house fire in Hayden Sunday afternoon, firefighters jumped into action, arriving just minutes later.
We have 2 engines on scene within probably 3 to 4 minutes, maybe 4.5 at the top. And they're getting water on the fire. They're getting in to search for victims.
This funding for the 3rd station is through a FEMA grant that brought in 13 new firefighters to staff it.
I mean, we were brought in for a specific purpose, and it's nice to know that we're fulfilling our obligation to the community and kind of bringing those response times down for everyone. I mean,
that funding is only set to last for 3 years. Once it's up, it'll be up to voters whether or not it stays.
It's either that or I have to close the fire station and we have to let go of the 12 firefighters that we hired.
But for now, these firefighters are focused on their obligation to their new community.
it's what we all sign up for. It's what we like to do.
Reporting in Hayden, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
And it has been some warm weather that we are continuing to watch in your forecast. And here is the updated temperature trend for the next 4 days. We're already in the mid-80s. I'll show you how hot it's got this afternoon in just a minute, but you can see what's going to happen here over the next few days. This is our average, by the way, in the low 70s here in the black line. We're going to be up into, yes, the 90s as we get into the middle of this upcoming week. So if your air conditioning's been running for a couple of days, it's going to stay that way. And look at this. We've even had some upper 80s right now in downtown Spokane, Meade, and 9 Mile in the upper 80s as well. 87 as well in downtown Coeur d'Alene. So seeing some parts of the valley that always end up just a little bit hotter than everywhere else. Certainly starting to feel that heat here in the bulk of the afternoon around the metro. We take a little bit of a zoom out here, or at least we'll try to, and we'll see some other hot spots. It's 88 in Moses Lake. It's 88 in Lewiston. 87 in Omak. We're even in the mid-80s in Bonners Ferry. And so we are going to continue with that heat throughout the week. Eventually, that will lead to some thunderstorms and some cooler temperatures as a result. Of course, anytime you get these big transitions in temperatures, things get a little interesting. So we're going to talk more about storms and when you have to look out for them coming up.
All right, Matt, hey, thanks for that. It's been 1 month since the city passed a new ordinance allowing officers to arrest people using illegal drugs in public. and we are now just getting a first look at how it's working. According to SPD, in May, they arrested 80 people in the downtown area for public drug use. This is video put out by SPD. Officers are only able to arrest people if they see them using drugs, and during that arrest, they are supposed to be talking to them about treatment options. According to Corporal Nick Briggs with the Spokane Police Department, before the ordinance, officers were feeling powerless when it came to people openly doing drugs.
Officers would be patrolling the area, specifically downtown, and the problem is readily identifiable, but we just didn't have the tool to start the process for fixing it. So now I believe there is that tool in place. There's hope on behalf of the officers that they can impact change and, again, make it better for everybody.
Corporal Briggs also said a future goal would be to make 0 public drug arrests, because that would mean the problem has been eliminated. People battling cancer are at the center of a drug shortage. More on that ahead. Plus, summer is unofficially upon us, and that means it's vacation time. We'll have the changes on what to expect before packing your suitcase.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Hey, did you lock in the ringer for the softball team yet? We really need to repeat as Kubota League champs.
Yeah, check this out. What's up? 56.
Is that Ben Gregg?
Yeah, he can hit, he can pitch, and he sold 3 tractors this morning.
Come to Adams Tractor and get your Kubota today. For new tractors, parts, and service, and with 5 locations, we are the Northwest's biggest and best Kubota dealer.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
Driving safely is all about the little things, like giving folks a break, even at unmarked crosswalks, making plenty of space for people riding, and choosing to wait for the next green light by slowing down and stopping on yellow. Because when you're the biggest and the fastest, you've got to be the safest, too. Together, we get there.
This is Dan. Dan is digging a tunnel. Dan really wants to attend the MLB All-Star Week at T-Mobile Park, so Dan is digging. Too bad no one told Dan about the $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery. Each purchase comes with a chance to win one of 14 MLB All-Star Week prize packages. But Dan doesn't know that, so Dan is digging. Good luck, Dan. You might want to hurry. Or go get a $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery.
Well, summer is unofficially here, and for many Americans, that means it's time for a trip. And there's lots of changes for travelers this year compared to last year. So let's buckle up and let's listen to ABC's Rena Roy for what's in store this summer travel season.
After 3 years of reduced travel due to the COVID pandemic, Americans are ready to go on vacation.
This is going to be the first summer of travel where we'll see more capacity available for travelers domestically than pre-pandemic.
Haley Berg, lead economist for the travel app Hopper, expects a very busy domestic travel season and says there's good news on prices.
Prices are down about 20% from this time last year, which is great news for travelers.
But for international travel, prices are higher.
Airfares are up anywhere from 30 to 60% for international trips, about $300 to $350 more expensive than last year for trips to Europe and Asia.
Berg says that prices for hotels are up about 10% over the last year on average.
It's primarily because there's so much demand for vacations, just continues to push up prices along with inflation and higher costs.
But your wallet won't be hit as hard this year when renting a car.
Rental car prices are down this summer. Relief for those road trippers averaging between $45 and $50 per day and down almost 20% from this time last year.
So if you're ready to plan your trip, here's some tips to help you save some money.
Most of June and July will be packed with travel. So if you can push your vacation off to late August or even early September, you can save both money and some time with those long lines at airports.
And to save more money, avoid the weekends if you can.
Think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday departures. For domestic trips, you can save $50 to $100 per ticket. International trips, upwards of $150 to $200 per ticket. Same goes for hotel stays. You'll pay about a 25% premium just to stay on a Saturday night. Check in Sunday, stay through the week, and you will save hundreds.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Some really good information there if you plan to travel. And with travel, it's time to put on some SPF. But not all sunscreens are good for you or the environment. The most popular forms of sunscreens have chemical ingredients that absorb UV rays.
Ingredients may be absorbed into your bloodstream, and the research is inconclusive on whether or not that actually has a harmful effect. There's also research about whether or not chemical sunscreens are bad for our environment, particularly our water supply and marine life.
Now, according to the National Ocean Service, those chemicals get into our environment when we go swim and take a shower. A healthier alternative would be a mineral-based SPF, which forms a physical barrier on the skin instead of a chemical one.
Oh, and you're going to need that sunscreen this week, that's for sure. We are seeing some very long days here now with the summer solstice. Well, a little under 3 weeks away now. And boy, it's getting hotter for sure as we continue with this long stretch of unusually warm temperatures. Been keeping an eye on the radar because once again, we have some showers and some thunderstorms trying to get themselves going in far eastern North Idaho, particularly right around the Pierce area and Idaho State Highway 11 as you head further south towards Idaho County and Clearwater County. Mostly, though, these have been kind of just staying within their kind of 5-mile radius of where they first form. And so I think things, once again, will be fairly quiet for the vast majority of the inland Northwest. Same goes for tomorrow as well. We've got a little system that's going to track just to our east, but certainly places like Orofino, Pierce, you can see perhaps a storm or two as we get into the afternoon. Most of this, though, is going to be tracking over into western Montana. I'd keep an eye on the radar as well in the Silver Valley during the afternoon hours. By the time we get to 11 o'clock, things are all good, and that will be the same pattern through the middle of the week. A storm or two pops up over the deep Idaho mountains, and we just kind of wait for a pattern change, and we are going to get that. As we get to Thursday, notice here that our upper-level winds have changed. Now, basically tapping into some of that moisture that has been over the northern Rockies and pushing it in our direction. And so by Thursday night, I expect some thunderstorms to come down out of the mountains and move their way across the inland Northwest. And things are going to get a little bit more active around here, both for Thursday and for Friday as well. In fact, Friday we think is going to be a fairly busy day with clouds, rain, and thunderstorms. That will continue on into the first part of the weekend. In the meantime, we're just going to keep getting hotter and hotter each and every day. It's 84 in Coeur d'Alene right now. Spokane sitting at 83. Really beautiful evening coming along once again, and mild temperatures in the morning. But remember, our lows are usually happening right around 5 a.m. So by the time many of you are waking up here on Monday, it's already going to be in the 60s, mid-60s by 8 o'clock. And there you go, starting to see some of those middle 80s, some more of those upper 80s as we get into the afternoon once again. Our official highs, 87 in Coeur d'Alene, 86 in Spokane, 90 degrees in Moses Lake, 90s again in the LC Valley, more mid-80s up in the northern mountains. Here's where we're talking about 90s. That's going to be Wednesday into Thursday. There are those storms coming in for Thursday night. And notice how quickly the temperatures drop when our weather gets a little bit cloudier and a lot more active around here. So next weekend, going to feel a little bit different.
All right, Matt, thanks for that. The lives of thousands of Americans diagnosed with cancer are currently at risk as a drug shortage sweeps the nation. According to the FDA, over 130 drugs are currently on shortage, with cancer drugs being one of the top 5 drug classes affected. Now, the FDA reported multiple causes for the drug shortage: changes in demand, manufacturing problems, and supply chain issues, to name just a few. Many cancer patients are being forced to find alternative care as popular generic chemo drugs such as cisplatin and carboplatin are becoming harder to find, leaving many with limited options. Ryan Dwars said he had just 4 rounds of chemotherapy left in his fight against pancreatic cancer when he received the news that the potentially life-saving drug he needed was in short supply.
What's also disheartening is the cisplatin was working, with my cancer, and it was showing very positive results.
The FDA told ABC News that it expects availability to increase here in the near future. Well, it's a great weekend to go and enjoy the sunshine, and if you're interested in fishing or hiking, we have just the place for you. Fish Trap Lake is just about 30 miles south of Spokane, just off Interstate 90. Tonight, we take you there in this week's Air 4 adventure.
We are at Fish Trap Lake Resort on Fish Trap Lake. This lake is a trout lake, so the trout season is the middle of April to the middle of October, so that our lease season corresponds with the trout lake being open, where the spots are rented for that whole 6 months, the middle of April through the middle of October. The fishing is awesome. It is the wildlife and game department stock it a couple of times during the winter, and the fishing has been great. It's a great fly fishing lake. And me being from the Midwest, I didn't know anything about fly fishing, so Mike's taken me under his wing and teaching me fly fishing as well, and I love it. We get a lot of spring runoff coming down here, and the lake, comes up and goes down, and a lot of wildlife. We have otters living down here, beavers, blue heron, eagle nest on the lake. I mean, the wildlife is really spectacular. A lot of people come down here and take pictures of all the different species of birds and things like that as well. So there's a lot of hiking trails up here on the BLM land that I walk quite a bit of it with my black lab. It's a very, very tranquil lake. It's very quiet. It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's awesome. It goes by fast, but summer is great down here.
That is beautiful. Yeah, definitely make a trip out there. And hey, Hoop Fest is just a few weeks away, and organizers say they're still looking for more court monitors. Organizers say they will provide you with all the tools and the training that you'll need. And as an added perk, you'll get free gear, including some new shoes, shorts, and a t-shirt, courtesy of Under Armour. To sign up, we have a link to register. Just visit our website, kxly.com.
And there are going to be some changes to the Washington State baseball team. Head coach Brian Green, he's on his way out. We have the latest on his departure and where he's going coming up next in sports.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Water is an essential part of our everyday lives. It's important that Spokane acts wisely to preserve our precious water resources and not waste money on evaporation and the need for supplemental water infrastructure due to a burdened aquifer. Please avoid watering your lawn between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and limit watering to under 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. If we all do our part, we'll keep our river flowing strong, even in times of drought.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and often amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from their neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call the number on your screen to find out if you're a candidate for our neuropathy program that has changed thousands of lives. You don't have to spend another day suffering. Call us today and see if you qualify for the relief you deserve. Do not wait. Call now.
Did somebody turn off the lights? Don't forget your seatbelt.
This car won't start until you buckle up.
Seatbelt, Grandma.
1 hour, 2 hours, pick up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
However you say it, it's perfect. Together, we get there.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a help wanted sign at the Washington State baseball offices. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. According to D1Baseball.com, Washington State baseball coach Brian Green is leaving the program to become the new head coach at Wichita State. Green had a record of 91 wins and 79 losses over his 4 years at Washington State. The Cougars had their best season under Green in 2023, winning 29 games, but missed the Pac-12 tournament. Green and Wichita State athletic director Kevin Saul worked previously together at the University of Kentucky. The Seattle Mariners taking on the Texas Rangers in the series finale. The Rangers won the first 2 games, and Seattle had some trouble today with Rangers catcher Jonah Heim. Heim drops one in with the bases loaded. That's going to score a pair of runs as Seattle trails 2-0 in the first. Now to the third we go. Bryce Miller, who's started this game for Seattle. He's been pretty good this year, facing Corey Seager, but this was not so good. Seager gets all of this baseball, hits this one 435 feet, deepest part of the park. Texas lead 7-0 after 3. Then in the 6th, more Jonah Heim. This home run makes it 12-0 Rangers. Texas has the best offense in baseball, and it was on display today. But here come the Mariners. Eugenio Suarez will bring home a run right here. That one goes all the way to the walls. The Mariners finally get on the board in 12-1. Then later in the inning, a few batters later, it's going to be Jose Caballero who'll be at the plate here. He's going to find some open space through the infield, zips this one past the third baseman. That scores another run, but the deficit was just too much to overcome for the Mariners in this game. It was all Texas in this game, and it was pretty much all Texas in the entire series as they get the final out right here at shortstop. The Mariners, they fall 12-3 and get swept by the first place Rangers. Seattle will now head to San Diego to take on the Padres starting Tuesday. And we are less than an hour away from Game 2 of the NBA Finals right here on 4 News Now. The Miami Heat will look to even the best-of-7 series against the Denver Nuggets. The Heat will have to slow down 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Jokic had a game-high 27 points, and he also had a triple-double in Game 1 on Thursday night. And to slow him down, it won't be easy, but the Heat are taking a different approach to getting ready for this game. Instead of focusing all on basketball, they're doing normal, everyday things on their off days. The players spent some time with family. They did an escape room. They even went to watch the new Spider-Man movie, all on their off days. Miami star guard Jimmy Butler says it's a good way to keep calm before the intense playoff game.
We're okay. We really are. We're very calm. We're very collected. We have so much confidence still. It's not going anywhere. We're going to believe in one another always, no matter what, home or away.
Just being a focus for 48 minutes, I think that's going to be the key. Just the way how they play, and they always they don't let their guard down, and they always playing the same way with the same pace, and I think that's why they're great.
Tip-off for Game 2 of the NBA Finals is at 5 o'clock tonight, and you can watch it right here on 4 News Now. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica.
the account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
To win multiple NASCAR championships, you got to have the best support, including my arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
Are those arch supports still working for you, Joey?
Yeah, they're working great.
How's that back and knee pain doing?
It's all gone. And my balance is better.
Nice. And really nice.
Oh, well, this bad boy has over 700 horsepower from a fuel-injected 350 push-rod V8. Yes. Have you ever changed tires?
See how we can help you, too, with a free fitting.
At the Good Feet store.
I was diagnosed when I was 39. I found a lump. Within a week, it had grown so immensely, I could see it in the mirror. It's such a whirlwind when you're diagnosed with cancer. The most important thing in your life is your health. If I could tell a young person who was thinking about their health anything about breast cancer, I would just say be as proactive as possible and get checked.
This is Dan. Dan is digging a tunnel. Dan really wants to attend the MLB All-Star Week at T-Mobile Park, so Dan is digging. Too bad no one told Dan about the $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery. Each purchase comes with a chance to win one of 14 MLB All-Star Week prize packages. But Dan doesn't know that, so Dan is digging. Good luck, Dan. You might want to hurry. Or go get a $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery.
I was scared the night you overdosed, but I was prepared. I brought naloxone with me. I learned when to use it. I learned how to use it. And I know you trusted me to use it. I held your hand tight when you woke up because I wanted you to feel safe. Your life is worth saving, friend, and I would save it again if I had to.
4 News Now is brought to you by Adams Tractor.
And before we get you over to basketball, we'll take another peek here at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, it's going to be hot out there. This is, well, we already had kind of summer come early last month with a record hot month of May. So this is just a continuation of kind of how things have been going. Going to be interesting to see how the thunderstorms play out at the end of the week. I know I'm going to have my camera out.
Oh, you know, you've gotten some good picks over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
rolled through.
Yeah, I don't have any fancy equipment, but I'm trying to
just the phone.
Yeah, I'm just trying to hit the time lapse and hope I get lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been doing good so far this year.
Yeah, no, you've got a few. Pick of the week. You should throw some of those on there. I think that'd be really good.
We got some good stuff for pick of the night at 11.
And in the meantime, you know what? Who's going to be feeling the heat tonight? The actual heat.
Yeah.
Julian, score prediction? Who do you think's got it? You're the sports guy.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you're a Denver guy.
Big time Denver guy.
I'll probably say the Nuggets.
Yes,
probably going to win that one. They've looked dominant this entire postseason. Miami they don't have the horses, man. So we'll see.
I know the depth is really tough. I mean, they got Jimmy Buckets, and he's wonderful.
Yeah, you never count him out with that guy, though.
No. Well, we're going to be watching, and we hope you do too. We'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.